A very good morning to all of you. Welcome to class 12th economics. We were doing the chapter national income and almost two chapters of the unit national income we have already completed. In the last class, we studied about different categories or types of goods which can be based upon the national income. Final goods and intermediate goods. When we talk about the final goods, we simply say that final goods are basically those goods which are either you know purchased for consumption purpose, purchased for consumption purpose, or which are purchased by a firm for investment purpose. Investment purpose yani ki we can have the two end users of final goods. If the end user is the consumer, then consumer have purchased it for the consumption purpose. Any kind of good, it doesn't matter that is raw or completed. It would be just a good, whether that is milk, that is sugar, that is bread, that is pulses, wheat, gram, or rice, anything purchased by the consumer will be the final commodity. But if it is purchased by the firm but for the investment purpose, then also it will be final commodity. Like if you remember, we did in the last class when we were doing this final and intermediate goods, we did that. Suppose if computers are installed in an office, computers are installed in an office. If we say that computers are installed in an office, definitely that is the final good only, because office has installed the computers which are not just going to be used for the same year, but that is the investment of the office, and that office is going to use all these computers over years. आने वाले future years तक use करेगा वो. So that will be of course a final commodity. So any commodity which is either purchased for the consumption purpose or for the investment purpose is ultimately known as the final good. But when we talk about the intermediate goods, intermediate goods, then intermediate goods have the, again, two points, two categories of what we say that these will be termed as intermediate goods. Either these intermediate goods will be to be used, if these are to be used as a raw material, as a raw material, या तो ये वाले जो goods हैं ये यूज होते हैं एज अ रॉ मटेरियल. बट रॉ मटेरियल फॉर व्हाट? रॉ मटेरियल फॉर मेकिंग other product, for making other product. And I told you the second is used to be sold. Yeah, we can say intermediate goods are those goods which are purchased by the seller for resale purpose, for resale purpose. अगर रीसेल पर्पस के लिए भी कोई गुड्स खरीदे जाते हैं, दैट इज ऑल्सो द इंटरमीडिएट गुड्स. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, मिल्क परचेज्ड बाय रेस्टोरेंट ओनर टू मेक dishes from that. So बेटे, their milk is going to be used as a raw material for making other final commodity. That will be intermediate only. Yeah, if I say that mobile dealer purchases mobile, अब यहाँ पे जब dealer word आ गया, that means the one is a dealer, which means he is just purchasing it for the resale purpose. The mobiles are purchased by the dealer for the resale purpose. There also it will be the intermediate commodity, right? So we have to see it. It is not about the good, which is intermediate or final. कि भाई ब्रेड आ गया तो इंटरमीडिएट, मिल्क आ गया तो फाइनल, या ये आ गया तो इंटरमीडिएट, वो आ गया तो फाइनल. इट्स नॉट अबाउट दैट. It's about what is the end result, who is using it, and how is being used, how it is being used. That is what defines whether a commodity is final or intermediate. Like I remember, the class was ended yesterday with the point, the last point on discussion was the chalk and duster. Remember? The chalk and duster to be used in a school. We were discussing this point and the class was ended because of the short time. So, because time was over. Chalk and duster to be used in a school. I asked you people that whether it will be the final or intermediate. Please let me know. Chalk and duster to be used in a school, whether that will be a final product or it will be an intermediate commodity. Chalk and duster. Some are saying final good, some are saying investment. How can it be investment, Himanshu? It's a very nominal amount. It can't be investment. We are not going to use the same chalk and duster for years. Please mind it. This thing, please make this thing very much clear in your mind. Investment would be taken as a final good when that particular thing will be used over the years. Like Mother Dairy in Patparganj, they have a plant, they have a machinery, a big machinery which they people are using since 1975. That is an investment for Mother Dairy, which they are using the same plant over years. That is called investment. Are we going to use the same chalk for future years too? Not at all. How can it be investment? So it's not the investment, it's not the final. Okay. Is it intermediate? If we call it intermediate good, then definitely what we can say, if chalk and dusters are the intermediate goods, that means we are going to provide this service out of that. Using the chalk and duster, we are going to write it on the blackboard, right? So ये बेटे एक दो बार आपका एग्जाम में भी आया हुआ है. This question has already come in exam too. Boards में भी आया हुआ है. And of course you people know that now the pattern is of the MCQs only. Then definitely each and every single point is important which can come in MCQ form. जो MCQ form में आ सकता है. Maybe any of the question is being given to you and they can give you to identify whether that would be calculated in which part. So Acha, tell me which of the commodity would have crossed the production boundary? Which of the commodity would have crossed the production boundary? Of course, final goods have crossed the production boundary. There is no requirement to be, done to be something to be done on the final commodities because they have already crossed the production boundaries. But what if we talk about the intermediate commodities? They have not crossed the production boundary. Still, a lot of work is to be done on the intermediate commodity to make them into the final one. All those who have switched off their camera, switch it on. Yash Arora, Yatin Arora, Tanisha, Some, Siddharth, Sameer, Shreya, Rishabh, Ritika, Rakesh. Switch it on right now. Now, after this, we are just now going to start the new topic now. Please, everybody will just concentrate on the board. It's very, very important topic which I am now going to start because that is basically the starting of the practical questions of your national income estimation. Chale. Write down in your notebook also. Please write down 3 golden rules in national income accounting. 3 golden rules in national income accounting. Very important question. 3 golden rules because whatever numerical we will be doing further, it will be based upon these 3 golden rules only. So it's very, very important because the numerical which we will be doing, it will be just based upon these 3 golden rules only. So everybody must concentrate on board and do mention these three golden rules in your notebook. Okay, let us talk about the first one. But there are two concepts. Everybody just look at the board now. There are two concepts. One term I'm going to write here is gross, and the second term which I'm going to write here is net. Gross, one term, and the second term which I'm explaining you is net. What if I say the gross value of machinery on 1st April 2020 is rupees 1 lakh? Can you tell me what does this gross mean here? The gross value of machinery on 1st April 2020 is rupees 1 lakh. What does this gross mean here? Dhruv, I hope you are concentrating here only. Gross here means total, the total value, right? It's gross value, it's the total value. But when we talk about the net value of the machinery on 31st March 2021, मतलब एक साल उस मशीनरी को यूज करने के बाद the net value of the machinery on 31st March 2021 is rupees 80,000. Now what does this net here? What does this net mean here? Which means something which is after the depreciation, because we all know that depreciation is being levied on plant and machineries. If we are using one commodity, not only plant and machineries, in fact on every fixed asset, right? So in any point, at any point on any fixed asset, if I'm saying that there is a difference of the gross value and the net value, then you will find that the net value is much lower as compared to the gross value. What will be the difference of this thing? What is the difference of gross and net? So that in our case, what is the difference of gross and net here in our case? Of course, this is the depreciation. This is the depreciation. तो बेटे आज से एक पॉइंट हमेशा आपने ध्यान रखना है. Whenever you have to move from gross to net, whenever you have to move from gross to net, हमें जब भी gross से net पे जाना है बेटे, जब भी हमें gross से net पे जाना है, whenever you have to move from gross to net, what we are going to do? Are we going to add the depreciation or we are going to reduce the depreciation? Yes, Vaishali, please tell me. Your voice is not coming, Vaishali. Okay, maybe your mic is not working. Harshita, over to you. What we are going to do when we are moving from gross to net?
Sir, reduce the depreciation.
Reduce the depreciation. Why? Because gross value is the total value. But when we are talking about the net value is after the depreciation, which means whenever you have to move from gross to net, जब भी हम gross से net पे जाएंगे, so definitely our concept will be minus depreciation. This is the first golden rule. I think we already now know what we have to do when we have to move from gross to net. Okay. Secondly, suppose if any net value is given in question, if any net value is given in question, and we have to find out the gross value, then what will happen? If any net value is given in question and we have to find out the gross value, then what we will do for going from net to gross? Over to you, Ankita. What we will do if we have to move from net to gross?
Ma'am, sir, we will add depreciation.
Why we are going to add the depreciation here?
So because gross is the total value and net is the
Hmm.
total value minus depreciation.
Because net is already the deducted value. When we are saying that net is the deducted value, so if we have to move from net to gross, add the depreciation. So in that case, if we have to move from, in the question, if we have to move from net to gross, what we are going to do? Add depreciation. I hope this is clear to everyone. ये सबको clear हो गया point? First golden rule, gross to net minus depreciation. Depreciation क्या होता है? It is the fall in the value of fixed asset. Fixed asset को हम इतना ज़्यादा use करते हैं ना, because humanities students must they would, maybe they are having any problem in depreciation because they are not having accounts. So I must tell you people that depreciation is basically the amount which is deducted because of using the fixed asset again and again. You all know that we have car, and we, if we are using the car, if we are driving the car over years, its value fall with the, you know, time. उसकी जो वैल्यू है वो टाइम के साथ साथ कम हो जाती है. सो दैट इज ऑफ कोर्स द डेप्रिसिएशन, उसी को हम लोग डेप्रिसिएशन कहते हैं. ठीक है. सो ग्रॉस टू नेट माइनस डेप्रिसिएशन, net to gross plus depreciation. First golden rule, I think everybody has written in the notebook. It's very, very important. I'm again telling you, because all the numericals which you will be doing later on are based upon these three golden rules only. So please, बहुत ध्यान से समझना है इसको. Okay. Bete, do you think any other name of depreciations are also there? Other names of depreciation? Do you know any other names of depreciation? If not, please mention that what are the other names of depreciation. I'm just giving you people what are the other names of depreciation. Now, the first name of depreciation you all know, वो तो depreciation ही है. The second name of depreciation, other name लिखिए जरा. Consumption of fixed asset. Consumption of fixed asset. This is the other name of depreciation, consumption of fixed asset, which means when the fixed asset is consumed, being used, definitely that is the consumption, that is the depreciation only. कि हमने फिक्स एसेट को कितना कंज्यूम कर लिया, तो मतलब उस पे कितनी डेप्रिसिएशन लग चुकी है. एक और नाम है बेटे डेप्रिसिएशन का, करंट रिप्लेसमेंट कॉस्ट. Current replacement cost, that is also the other name of depreciation only. Current replacement cost. Yani ki, if suppose in the question the depreciation is not been given with the name of depreciation only, then you have to look for the other names, whether the information is given in the other name, in the form of other name, whether the consumption of fixed capital is written, or whether the current replacement cost is mentioned. If it is mentioned, that means depreciation is given to you in with the other names. All right. Now let's go for the second point. The second golden rule, please. Let us study what is the second golden rule. The second golden rule, उसके लिए again I am giving you two words. एक तो word मैंने आपको दिया बेटे domestic. Domestic. And the second word which I am giving you is national. National. So I have given you two words, domestic and national. I think I have already told you in the first class of the chapter national income that what is meant by domestic and what is meant by national. What is meant by domestic? Domestic means which is within the domestic territory, which is within the domestic boundaries. Like if I talk about from Jammu and Kashmir to Kanyakumari, from Arunachal Pradesh to Gujarat, that is in the domestic territory, domestic boundary. So that is known as a domestic point or a domestic thing. But what will be national? What will be national? Like I told you that national income refers to what we are earning, the factor income which we are earning from the domestic territory, and also what we are getting from abroad. Remember, national income refers to the factor income which we are generating from domestic territory, जो हम अपनी domestic territory यानी कि इंडिया से कमा रहे हैं, and what we are receiving from abroad, और जो हम abroad से लेकर के आ रहे हैं. That is basically ultimately the national income. Darshika Jain, I hope you are concentrating here only in the class. So that refers to the national income, right? Suppose if I say in any question, domestic income is given to you already, that what Darshika is earning within the domestic territory of the same nation, that is Darshika's domestic income, right? But if I want to reach to national, from the domestic, I want to reach to national, can you tell me what we have to do? If we want to move from domestic to national, हम लोग जाना चाहते हैं बेटे domestic से national तक, हमें domestic से national तक जाना है. What we can do? Darshika, can you tell me what can be done if I want to move from domestic to national? Unmute yourself, Darshika, and let me know what can be done in this case. I've got the so many answers in the chat box also, and all of them are correct. And Darshika, I think you were not concentrating here. This is the result. Okay. I tell you all. Whenever you have to move from domestic to national, domestic means we talk about only the domestic territory, but national means domestic territory plus what you have received from abroad. यानी कि whenever you have to move from domestic to national, we have to add one thing. क्या ऐड करना पड़ेगा बेटे? डोमेस्टिक में हमारे यहां से आई हुई इनकम तो ऐड हो गई, बट नेशनल में कौन सी इनकम ऐड होगी? जो बाहर से आई है, which you have received from abroad, which is called net factor income from abroad, NFIA. NFIA, please mention this in your notebook. NFIA is net factor income from abroad. अब क्वेश्चन कहता है, you must be having one question in your mind, sir, factor income from abroad, so we understood that what you have earned from the other country, that is factor income from abroad. But sir, why have you put here net factor income from abroad? Why you have put here net word with the factor income from abroad? Because if we are getting income from foreign, then definitely there may be a point that foreigners are also getting income from India. If suppose I have a hotel in London and I'm getting the factor income from the hotel, every month I'm getting some of the income, or per annum I'm getting the income from my hotel, that means that is my factor income from abroad. But that can be also one point where foreigners are having hotels in India, like they people are having hotels at Connaught Place, Delhi. If you go to Ashoka Road, Connaught Place, Delhi, they all are, there are many hotels which belongs to the foreign nationals only. So they are also getting the income from India. That is why we calculate NFIA first. What we do? We calculate NFIA first, net factor income from abroad. कैसे निकालते हैं हम? Factor income from abroad, factor income from abroad minus factor income to abroad. हमें वहां से कितना मिला? To abroad. हमें बेटे वहां से कितना मिला माइनस हमने वहां कितना दिया. What we have received from foreign and what we have paid to foreign. The difference is of course the NFIA. And for going from domestic to national, we add that NFIA. Domestic is अपने देश का, your own country, your domestic territory, but national is अपने देश का plus what you have got from others. तो भाई मैंने दूसरे से कितना लिया, मैंने अनुराग को 10 रुपए दिए और अनुराग ने मुझे 12 रुपीज दिए, तो व्हाट इज द नेट इफेक्ट, आई गॉट द 2 रुपीज फ्रॉम अनुराग, तो आई विल बी एडिंग 2 ओनली हियर। तो मुझे, मैं क्यों उसके अंदर दिखाऊं कि भाई 10 दिया 12 मिला, पूरा इफेक्ट क्या दिखाना, just get the 2 net effect. That is why we have here net factor income from abroad. But if the national thing is already given in question, if the national thing is already given in question, अगर हमें क्वेश्चन में ऑलरेडी दिया हुआ है नेशनल, और बेटे हमें डोमेस्टिक पे आना है, सपोज हमें नेशनल इनकम क्वेश्चन में ऑलरेडी दी हुई है, दैट द नेशनल इनकम इज सपोज 1 लाख, and what will be the domestic income is if NFIA is 20,000. तो व्हाट वी कैन डू, भाई नेशनल से डोमेस्टिक पे आना है, नेशनल में बाहर की इनकम भी एडेड है, बट हमें सिर्फ डोमेस्टिक निकालना है, विच मींस व्हाट हैव यू अर्नड इन योर ओन कंट्री ओनली। तो डू वन थिंग, माइनस NFIA, सिंपल, माइनस NFIA, माइनस कर दो नेट फैक्टर इनकम फ्रॉम अब्रॉड। क्लियर बेटा? आई होप दिस इज क्लियर टू ऑल। So first is gross to net and net to gross, the first golden rule, which talks about the depreciation. The second is domestic to national and national to domestic, which of course talks about the net factor income from abroad. And how to compute the net factor income from abroad? Factor income from abroad, बाहर से कमाई हुई income minus factor income paid to abroad, जितना हमने उनको pay किया. The difference is the NFIA. Acha, can NFIA be in negative also? Can you tell me when, please raise your hands, when NFIA will be negative? When NFIA will be negative? Yes, Harshita.
Sir, when factor income to abroad will be more than factor income from abroad.
Very good. When factor income to abroad will be more. Suppose if I am paying to Anurag is 20,000, but what I am receiving from Anurag is 15,000. So what is the net effect of income? NFIA kitna hua? From abroad, 15,000 minus paid to abroad, that is minus 20,000. So minus 5,000 will be the NFIA. So bete kabhi ghabrana nahi hai question mein dekh ke. Maybe in the question you will find that NFIA is given in minus. So bete, that means if anything is given in minus, then it's okay. That means paid to abroad is more than the paid received from abroad. That is why NFIA is in minus. I hope this is clear. So let's go to the third rule. Let's move to the third rule now. The third golden rule of this chapter, which you have to see is, please write down the third golden rule. Again, this is the third and the last golden rule, and I'm again throwing two words on you, which will be this third rule based upon. That is factor cost and market price. Factor cost and market price. This is about the third rule, but a third point which I'm throwing on you people. Two words. Can you tell me what is the factor cost? Like suppose for making this mobile, for making one mobile, you all know that 4 factors are employed every time in making of any production, in doing any production. 4 factors are always employed. What are these 4 factors which are employed? Van Shukla, tell me, what are the 4 factors which are employed for any production activity to be done? Hanji.
Land.
Okay.
Land, labor, capital.
And entrepreneur. So land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship. 4 factors of production are levied in doing any production. 4 factors of production are there. We require land because for making up of the factory or office where we will be doing the production activity. What do we pay if we use the land? We pay the rent on that. Then we require the labor, the one who will be taking care of all the production activity, who will be the in charge, who will be the worker. we'll be paying them wages or salaries for that purpose. Then capital amount is also required. Money is also required, because if capital will be there, then definitely I can use that fund in making the production things. I can purchase the raw material, I can purchase the other things. So of course, capital is required for the purchasing of raw materials, for paying up of the salaries and wages, for doing various expenditures, expenses to be done. What do we pay on capital? Interest. We pay interest on capital. And also entrepreneurship, the one who will take care of all the activities in the factory, in the office. If he is being hired by others, from by outsiders, then in that case we are paying him salary if he is hired from others. Otherwise, if the entrepreneur is taking care of the whole thing on his own, he is getting the profit, of course. So 4 factors of production are there. So for making any of the product, we require these 4 factors of production. And the cost which is incurred on these factors of production is known as factor cost. The cost which is incurred on making these factors of production is known as factor cost. But when the product enters the market for the selling, the government levies taxes on that. करती है ना, गवर्नमेंट लिवाई करती है taxes, indirect taxes लगाती है गवर्नमेंट. And after inclusion of taxes, it becomes the market price. After inclusion of taxes, it becomes the market price. For example, for making one pen, the factor cost for making one pen, including all factors and including all expenses, even profit, that gives you 8 rupees. That 8 rupees is being, to be charged by the producer for making one pen. It is as the factor, it is his factor cost, inclusion of his profit amount also, because charo factors of production laga diye uske andar. But when the pen enters the market, ultimately, when it enters the market, the government levies some indirect taxes on that. And when government levies some indirect taxes on that, it becomes the market price. That 8 rupees to be charged by the producer and 2 rupees to be charged by the government as a tax. So the complete market price of the pen now will be 10 rupees. Now, can you tell me, if we have to move from factor cost to market price, what will be done? I think now you people remember this. If we have to move from factor cost to market price, what will be added? From factor cost to market price, we are going to add the tax. And what if we have to move from market price to factor cost? If we have to move from market price to factor cost, we are going to reduce the net indirect taxes. We are going to reduce the net indirect taxes. Now, because less than 1 minute is there, the class would be ended automatically. I'll be taking up this concept tomorrow, this third golden rule.